Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Joe. Welcome back to another episode of the Inside Our Phillies podcast. Some are saying that the Phillies are back. They took 3 out of 4 against the Marlins in this funky weekend wraparound series. Friday night they won 6-5. Saturday they won 4-0, or they lost 4-0. Sunday they won 7-2, and then they won a 1-0 shutout tonight, Monday night. Good series overall, and here to talk all about it, we have Jeremy. How are you doing today, Jeremy?
Well, first of all, I'm very disappointed with you not opening with "May the Fourth be with you."
This is true. May the
Other than
fourth be
that,
with you.
yeah, yeah. Other than that, we are so back. We are so back.
We're mostly back. We're mostly back, and we'll get into that. But before that, have you seen the bobblehead for the Philly Star Wars night in 2026?
No, I'm looking it up now.
Oh, it's pretty great. Pretty great. It's like a Bryce Harper Mandalorian bobblehead.
That's not Mandalorian. Wait. Oh, never mind. It is. I guess. What the hell is the one that showed up in the Google one? Was that from last year?
I think was it Schwarby Wan Kenobi last year? I think.
Oh, Rogue Leader Turner. And just
Oh no.
AI slop giving AI slop with stuff. Who knows?
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
you
but
always
that
gotta
looks
love the Star
awesome.
Wars stuff. Yeah.
That
Star
looks.
Wars Night bobbleheads are usually some of the best ones they have across the year. But
You're gonna go to get one.
maybe. We'll see. Actually probably not. Because of maybe I shouldn't open up the podcast talking about this, but I am such a um hater of how the Phillies handled the offseason and the way that they're ruining Citizens Bank Park that I have resolved to give them $0 this year. So when I go to games this year, I am not buying a ticket from them. I'm buying a secondhand ticket. I am parking in not a Phillies lot. I park in the Navy Yard and walk over like the 20 minutes, 30 minutes to get to Citizens Bank Park from there. And I'm buying no food or drinks inside of the park. I've resolved to give the Phillies $0 this year.
Yeah, it's very reasonable. My dad is building one of that leg like that not quote unquote Lego Since Big Park set with my nephew, and I said, "Oh, when you're done, make sure you cover it all with ads.
Yeah, yeah. Get rid of the clock, right? If the clock is in that set, if the out of town scoreboard is in that set,
Make sure
um,
you have Ass Plunger everywhere."
right, right. You need that bright orange ad right on the fence covering the flowers, right? It's like we don't want the people to
That
see the
that
flowers.
that all I see is Ass Plunger. I don't.
Terrible ad. Terrible, terrible, terrible ad. Ghost Energy Deck, you need to have that, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the good stuff.
Yeah, well, let's get back to the good stuff. So, um, let's kind of go game by game in the series, like the way we typically do. And I know that Friday felt like a long time ago, but this was in a lot of ways a pretty encouraging game, right? Like Wheeler kind of backed up his first start back with another good start, 8 strikeouts over 6 innings, just allowing 5 base runners. And the offense scored 6 runs. Like you're gonna win most games. He scores 6 runs. Bryson Stott had that big 3-run home run. I think it was his first of 2 3-run home runs in this series. And it was a good game on Friday, right?
Yeah, it was also Stott's first tournament of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was very good. First thing I need to say is Phillies organization needs to get Fritz out of WIP and into the scouting department. How Fritzy was all over being like Wheeler's splitter is going to be a nasty thing this year, and he's totally right. Everything Fritz he's like the greatest scout mind like that they aren't using.
The splitter's the trend right now, isn't it? Like everybody's talking about the splitter, adding it to their repertoire. And
Well, it's
honestly, why not?
pretty. Well, it's also just pretty funny. It was like phased out 20ish years ago, like during the Phillies last big like the good years was because like it was too hard on the shoulder. So I'm just surprised to bring it back. It was just phased out because I remember when Matheson was coming back from injury and stuff and like struggling with command and everything. Shout out to Scott Matheson, great name. But
Yes.
yeah, they I remember just like, oh yeah, they're treating him with a splitter, and there's like most teams weren't doing that because they're worried about shoulder injuries.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. The way that like the splitter is like a quasi fastball, right? And the way that like fastball nomenclature has evolved is kind of weird. Similar to how breaking pitches now we have like, the sweeper and all of that kind of stuff. But with like
I hate the word sweeper. It's just I hate it. It's a
I've
slider.
accepted it. I've accepted it. But with starting pitching, when is the last time you've heard a pitch be referred to as a two-seam fastball? Like you just
Oh yeah,
don't
no, it's just
hear
sinkers.
you
No,
don't
yeah,
hear that
it's just
anymore.
sinker.
Yeah, you throw a
Yeah.
sinker and you think of the word sink as meaning vertical break, but really you're throwing the sinker for the horizontal break, right? Like if you're a sinker slider guy, it's because those two pitches are breaking in opposite directions. Um, and that's kind of what makes sinker slider guys so effective. So the two seam fastball, which was known for having that little bit of horizontal break, is just what people call the sinker now. So if you want to have a pitch that actually sinks and actually has vertical break but is still thrown decently fast, then turn to the splitter. So that's what's kind of become of it. And then you have the cutter as well, right? If you want to have like a little bit of glove side break on it. But it's very weird. The two seam fastball was like my favorite pitch when I was a pitcher. And I don't like not hearing the word two seam fastball anymore.
Huh. Yeah, no, definitely. And now just like looking, uh, just the AI overview from Google. Sorry, people, but it's just sad. I mean, it's because it's just sourced from Reddit. But yeah, the splitter was phased out because there were thoughts about like increased injuries, Tommy John, because there was that big Tommy John when it started happening like more commonly after like 2007. So they thought that, but then apparently it became big in Japan in the past since 2020, and so the modern research and everything has proven that it really doesn't, not proven, but has shown that it's not as dangerous as they thought. So they're bringing it back.
I'm all for it. I mean, the splitter is a cool pitch. It's a tough pitch to throw, right? Like it's a tough grip. You gotta have like big hands to like have a good splitter grip. Um, I
Yeah, well,
respect pitchers
bring
that
back
can
the,
throw it.
well, maybe this will bring back the palm ball.
Oh my god,
All those,
yes.
yeah,
All
like
kinds of weird
bring
pitches.
bring back the screwball.
Ah, please. You know what I thought's an underrated pitch? The Vulcan changeup. The Vulcan changeup is a beautiful pitch. Very weird grip, right? It's like the Vulcan salute you have on the ball almost. And it's the ball that breaks the opposite way of a circle change. And nobody really throws it. Um, I tried so hard when I was a pitcher to master the Vulcan change, and I eventually had it as my main changeup, but I couldn't get a feel for a changeup at all. So
I mean,
didn't throw
yeah,
a ton.
I think it's just probably because the way you need to throw it, just people's fingers just aren't always able to do that.
Yeah, yeah, no, it was not comfortable in the slightest bit. Um, but back to the game on Friday. Wheeler was great. Bolin, not super encouraging out of the bullpen, but I actually thought the stuff looked pretty good. So I'm not going to freak out about him allowing those 3 runs. And then offensively, you saw Sosa do his job. I think Sosa is somebody that really should be playing more on this team. And we already called out Stott. So those are my main kind of takeaways from that game. What were yours?
I mean, that game was just, we were dying, and we benefited from the fact that the Marlins blew their challenges because Keller was going to blow it if it wasn't for the fact that the last batter
I think,
got like
yeah,
called 2 strikes that were clear balls. No, he did. Yeah, he couldn't throw a strike. We were insanely lucky. So it's honestly the we're regressing towards the mean in terms of bad luck.
yes. I mean, you could tell a distinct difference. I think that other teams are still kind of getting balls to fall and play against the Phillies. Maybe that's because of the defense. But the Phillies are definitely getting their own batted ball luck to even it out.
Yeah, but
Cool.
yeah. Besides that, yeah. Besides the bullpen in the eighth and ninth, everything was fine.
Yeah, it was pretty clean and easy. Saturday's game, less so. Andrew Painter was serviceable. Um, I kind of hesitate saying that because he did allow 10 base runners over 5 innings. But really, the offense was terrible. The only hit in the game coming from left fielder Garrett Stubbs. Um, if anybody predicted, an outfield of Stubbs in left, Garcia in center, and Felix Reyes in right, at any point this season, please go and collect your $200 because I did see that coming.
Yeah, yeah. Marsh got the night off because he was hitting the elbow the day before, and then Crawford got a migraine the last minute before the game. So yeah, that was not expected. But in terms of Painter, overall, 5 innings, 3 runs. You take that from your number 5 starter every day. My main concern was he walked 2 guys in for the bases loaded, and that's
Right.
just annoying.
Yeah, it was
But
really just like that
yeah,
one inning where he looked bad.
yeah, and just um, yeah, he wasn't going to win anything because the other offense just couldn't do anything against Mayer.
Yeah, he was good. Um, and overall, sometimes you're going to lose baseball game, and this was, as far as losses go, pretty far away from being painful. It was kind
It
of just what he
it
could
only
flush and move
mattered
on.
if it was no, it only mattered if it was like, oh god, here we go again. Offense can't do crap.
Yeah,
But
no. You moving on to Saturday's game or Sunday's game? Because this
yes,
was a good
yeah,
one. Jesus
this was a great one.
Luzardo, 10 strikeouts over 6 1/3. Yes, he allowed 8 hits, but I don't feel like he was getting hit terribly hard, so I am willing to ignore that. We saw the offense really come to life in this game. Everybody in the lineup got a hit. Might be the first time this year that has happened.
Oh,
Um,
probably.
I know there was like a time that it was like everybody but Crawford, but even Crawford got a hit on Sunday. But overall, I think that this was just kind of exactly what you hope for, um, and this was a pretty run of the mill win.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little discouraging, typical, "Oh, score big in the first and not s and only score once more the rest of the game," but pitching shut it down. Yeah, he gave up 8 hits, but, like, a couple of those were in the 7th, and he was never in trouble. I was
Yeah,
never worried. It's just funny reading Marlins fans' comments, like, after the game about Stott saying, "Why is he always hit bat-breaking home runs against us?" Which is very true. He hit the grand slam in the playoffs. And then
Marlins killer.
yeah, and then I just come up with a theory. We weren't tricked by Stott in spring training. Stott only can hit when Florida is involved.
Might be true. I like that theory. One thing I want to call out, I don't know if this is being negative or not, but like Chris Paddock, especially in that first inning, um, it might have been the worst start I've seen from a major league pitcher in a long time. Like I think it was
Shades of Jeremy Guthrie.
I was gonna say, I think it's the worst start I've seen since that Jeremy Guthrie start, which is the famous one where the Phillies tattooed him on the Nationals for 10 runs, and he couldn't even make it through the first inning. But
On his
I think
birthday.
on his birthday ended
It
up
wa
being
it
his
was his
last
last.
game.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Um, but I think you even compare like Chris Paddock to Taiwan Walker, and Taiwan Walker looks noticeably better. But the Phillies did what they don't always do, and they did their job against a not great pitcher.
Yeah, and Paddock's just one of those pitchers where I don't understand why they get so many chances. He has been garbage for years. He's not a top prospect anymore. His velocity is gone. I I don't like, he doesn't give you length. I don't understand what he gives.
He had the pedigree. I feel like a lot of it's because he was, such a touted prospect, part of a big trade to the
Yeah, but that
Padres,
was
and
years ago. He's 30 years old now.
then he ran into the arm issues, right? Like the arm issues made it so that he
Yeah,
wasn't tenable for him to keep playing.
yeah,
So
yeah. He was a top prospect prior to 2019. and then he had a great rookie year, but ever since then he's been meh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has 2.8 career WAR. 2.9 of it came in his rookie year.
Pretty incredible. I was big on him when he was a rookie. Like I thought he was going to be a
Well,
pretty
hot
good
take.
pitcher.
Top 50 prospect being good his rookie year was hyped up. Whoa.
Yeah, hot takes only on the Inside Our Phillies podcast. But no, really, I thought he was going to be something special, and he did not end up being something special. Um, two more things I want to call out from Sunday's game. Number one, I'm Chase Shugartfield. I think that he is good. I don't think he's going to be as much of a game changer as Jeff Hoffman ended up being for the Phillies as like a minor league free agent. But I think he's going to kind of fill the Hoffman role of being like a competent middle relieving bullpen option that honestly the Phillies kind of need from the right side. And the number
No,
two, go ahead.
I think more comparable is Chad Durbin.
Yeah, sure. That's a good call out.
I'm bringing back the deep cuts today.
Yes, you are. And then number two, those Marlins jerseys were pretty sick. The teal throwback
Oh, they
jerseys that they
are.
wore on Sunday. And also
It's hysterical. Like the Marlins and the Diamondbacks both have like amazing throwback jerseys. It's just make them
yes,
the normal ones, please.
and the City Connects, like the Miami Vice City Connect, except for the hats with like the area code on the top of the
Yeah,
hat.
yeah, that's stupid.
But they're very cool.
I
I
will,
have
I will, no, I will admit, in 2007, as a teenager, I thought the Diamondbacks rebrand was really cool with the red, but I miss the purple now.
you were wrong, my friend. You were wrong. Um,
Wait, yes,
But you look at the Marlin City Connects, right? And these ones are great. Miami Vice, you have like the bright pink. It fits so well with the city. And then you have the first ones with like the Cuban influence. And those are special too. Like two bangers of a City Connect. And I have the first one. I actually have a game used Brian De La Cruz Marlin City Connect. So funny how that's Phillies related now. But can the Phillies have a better next City Connect jersey? That's all I'm asking for.
I mean, my hope is since the Red Sox second one was Green Monster themed, I'm hoping we get the Fanatic one next.
I would like that. Yeah. I think there's all kinds of things they can do that would be better than basing it off of a city flag that nobody cares about.
Yeah, like the flag isn't even. I forget. Like, didn't they, like it was like I know like the flag is old, but I feel like they didn't really start embracing the colors till like more recent.
Although, like,
Yeah,
if you go to Chicago, people fly the Chicago city flag. People know like the star. It's like a pretty iconic flag.
yeah,
You go to
but
ask somebody on the street in Philadelphia what the flag looks like, they're gonna have no idea.
yeah, I don't know any of the flags. The California San Jose flag. I'm looking up now. I'm like, that's it. I've never seen that in my life.
Yeah, yeah. When people don't know a flag, you shouldn't base, your City Connect jersey on it. Um,
Yeah, I know. It's just who did they do this research on? Like what they want. It's just to connect with the city. I know, but the Fanatic is an easy choice. But my more I have two other fire options. One
okay,
gritty themed, gritty Fanatic themed,
okay,
and then
okay.
the second one is give me Iggy themed.
Interesting. I could
Yeah,
see it. What if you had a City Connect jersey that was like cheesesteak themed? Like kind of like
I
Padres
think
colors, like the yellow and
no,
the brown.
no, that it would look. I don't want to. I don't trust Nike with those colors.
But the Padres
It,
do a good job with yellow and brown.
Yeah, but not like they're nice. It's not Nike special design team working on these City Connects.
I don't think it
That could
is
be super.
Nike's design team because I remember like
No,
they had all the rain delay content when these ones came out in 23, and it was like Phillies employees talking about how they came up with the design.
yeah, I guess it is by each. I don't. Yeah, I guess it is. Well, I don't know. I don't. I don't trust the Phillies marketing department really right now, except for the Star Wars Night bobblehead that you just showed me. That looks amazing.
What other City Connect stand out to you? I'll give you a few more that I think are great while you think about it. Um, Number one, I think the brand new Royal City Connects are fantastic. I know a lot of people don't like them. They have like the gradient of like the purple and the blue. Um, and I'm a big fan of it, but purple's also my favorite color, so I might be
Ooh, I'm
biased.
looking at that. That's a cool one. I like it. That
It's
hat is awesome. That's
it's
hella
a
cool.
banger. It's a banger.
Yeah.
The first Rockies one, which was like the green one based off of the state
The license plate.
license plate,
Yeah, the license plate. Yeah.
that was one that I was a big fan of. And then the Nationals pink cherry blossom tree was also one that I was a gigantic fan of.
I'm a big fan of the White Sox ones because I'm a Bulls fan. I mean,
Okay.
technically a Bulls fan. I kind of quit the NBA after they traded Butler. but but if they're ever good again, I'll bandwagon maybe.
Fair, fair.
Let's see. Looking
I could,
the Astro. I like the Astros one. I like the ones that like are based on retro old jerseys. That should just kind of be their main jerseys.
the A's have been good, aren't the A's? The Braves have been good at that.
Yes. Yeah, I mean the Pirates. I like the 2023 Pirates one that was like all yellow. I know that was I don't know the PGH. I like them.
Yeah, they're fine.
Uh, though the
The
Mariners, I
Angels
love the
ones.
Mariners.
Oh
The
yeah, the
Mariners ones I
pilot
love.
themed ones. Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
The
Oh
Padres did a
yeah,
great
yeah.
job with theirs, both like their like yellow, pink, and mint ones. I have one of
Oh,
those actually.
yeah, I like those ones better than the current ones, but the current ones aren't bad at all either.
Current ones are good too. Angels have a nice one. It's like kind of like a fake throwback almost. I'm a big
Yeah,
fan of.
all the fake throwback ones are good.
Yeah, I could talk about
Yeah,
jerseys forever and ever.
yeah. The I hate the new Rangers ones.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Just red. The new Reds ones just red. The
Yeah,
new Baltimore ones are weird.
yeah.
D more.
There's a lot more bad ones than there are good ones, if we're being honest. Um, Unfortunately, but
Yeah.
some of them have been okay. But let's go back to the series unless you have any more City Connect jersey talk, which I could go on forever about.
Yeah, I hope the Phillies ones is better. Especially I can deal with I've grown on the colors of the current one. I hate the font.
Yeah, yeah.
Turner looks like he wears a question mark.
It does look like a question mark, the number 7. That's a good point. It's very true.
I
Um,
like the hat. The hat is cool.
yeah, yeah, I think a lot of people have liked the City Connect do-over that we did to the subreddit. People are giving us good feedback saying it looks
Some people are
really.
saying that's the reason why we're winning again.
It's true. Some people are saying that, right? As soon as we went off of the retro theme, Phillies got hot for some reason. um, but yeah, so back to the series. Today, Phillies won 1-0, which was great. Aaron Nola did his job, going 6 strong, and the bullpen also did their job. The offense, it wasn't great. It was pretty much just Harper and
Better than the
Garcia.
Marlins.
Um, it was better than the Marlins, but I think that there's a few positives to take away, right? Like Harper looks locked in right now. If we can get a super hot streak from him, that's something that could carry the team for a couple of weeks here.
Yeah, I mean, besides like the first week, Harper's been good to great.
Yeah, yeah, he's like I think probably the last hitter that we should be complaining about. I think he's done his job more than anybody else in the lineup.
I would say Schwarber's been pretty. Besides this past series, which he didn't get a hit at all, struck out 8 straight times. Hysterical coming off the Giants series,
Yeah,
but uh,
yeah, no complaints with Schwarber. I just think Harper's been a little bit better. And then another takeaway of mine: Garcia and Marsh are both looking pretty good right now, and it's pretty amazing how that extends the lineup.
Oh, definitely. Marsh has been good and good to great. He's at OPS at 821. And I mean, we can get into more why I think we're winning, but just playing him every day, even against lefties, it's because his defense makes up for anyone else that would play.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? Play Felix Reyes? I mean,
Yeah.
there's just nobody else. And
Harper's OPS is now 881. So what more do you want?
yeah. But Marsh is like genuinely a great long side of the platoon, and that's a very valuable player. And I'm gonna miss him when he's eventually gone from the Phillies, but I don't want to think about that right now. I enjoy him.
Who says he's gonna be gone?
Yeah, I mean, I say, I don't know. But
Well,
I think his
if we
meeting.
don't turn around, he's the obvious only trade candidate.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, he'd be one of the better guys to trade away, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. And to that point, the Phillies have done a pretty good job this week at clawing back. They started this last week, 10 back from 500. They were 9-19, and now they're 15-20. They went 6-1 this week. And were they going against great teams? No, but I don't think the Giants or Marlins are some of the worst teams in baseball either. Obviously, they played 4 games on the road in Miami, a place that's been problematic for the Phillies in the past. And they did a lot to restore confidence this week overall.
The Marlins they're a bit under 500, but they easily could have won any of the games besides the 7-2 game because they almost won it when we were blew a 6-1 lead because the bullpen almost blew it, and then they shut us out. And then today they had the tying run on twice in the 9th.
Yeah. Yeah. The Marlins are frisky. I really don't think they're that bad of a team. And I'll take wins over them. They still kind of haunt my dreams from the pre-2022 years when they single-handedly tanked our playoff odds for a little bit there.
Yeah, and it's also just kind of both leagues. Both leagues are very top heavy.
That they are.
But, we're only 5.5 back of the third wild card, but we are only 2 games back of like the 6th spot. So yeah, it's just
there is more room for the Phillies to make up, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that they're back. I completely believe in them again. Because I don't, right? Like, the way I look at it right now, it's probably about a 50-50 that they make the playoffs. Like, if you force me to make a decision right now, maybe ever so slightly, I'd be tilted to them making the playoffs, but I really do think it's close to 50-50. But
I have some more encouraging things. So the third wild card spot is the Reds. They're 20-14, but they've lost 3 in a row, and they have a negative 22 run differential. So they could be coming back to earth. And the Padres have been coming back to earth. Their lineup has been worse than ours. And
the whole NL West lost like
20
18 games in a row or something. Yeah.
No. So the Cubs. So assuming like the Cubs are just for real and they just keep winning, so they won't be competing for the wild card spot. And so I'm not scared of the Reds, the Padres, if they don't lineup doesn't turn it around. There's like no one in the wild card race that's scary to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little hard for me to say that a team is scary because the Padres don't scare me, the Reds don't scare me, so on and so forth. But I don't know how scary the Phillies are either. Now, here's what I'll say about the Phillies: their rotation is in a pretty good place right now. I have been so impressed by Wheeler, and he's been so much better than I ever could have expected. And I think that the top 3 of Sanchez, Wheeler, and Luzardo, that's great. They should win those games most of the time that all of those guys pitch. Nola has been up and down, but mostly fine as a 4 starter, and Painter has not been great, but he's been serviceable enough as a 5th starter. The bullpen has held up in Duran's absence, and they're getting him back this week, and that's going to just extend everything.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, and tomorrow, you're right, and it'll push everybody down into lower leverage spots. Um, the pitching side of the house, I feel really good about. Offense, not really, and it's frustrating because I think that the problems with the offense are things that we all could have predicted and seen going into the year. But they have the pitching to come all of the way back, and they've already done a lot of fighting back that they have to do.
Yeah. Another like analytical statistic stuff that I pulled up for this. Marchand needs to go. Nola's ERA with Marchand in 3 games is 8.4, with JT 3.86, with Stubbs 0. With
Yeah,
Alvarado, Marchand ERA 10.5, JT Remonto 2.25, Stubbs 0. Uh,
yeah,
Marchand, so there's 2 things. Does Marchand played a lot during the 10-game losing streak? It could be correlated. It could not be his fault because it was that with combination of everything, or he did not help at all with that. And just career-wise, Nola's numbers with Marchand are terrible. Yeah, in 11 career games with Marchand, so that's 8 more besides this year. 8.32 ERA. So Marchand needs to go.
yeah. No, I'm fine with that. Couple points. It seems like Stubbs is up as more of like a utility guy than a backup
Yes.
catcher. At this point, if he's going to be playing the outfield, and if Furter's going to be playing the infield sometimes too, and that kind of good stuff, which is fine. Dylan Moore no longer on the team. You need a utility guy. But Jonah Heim just got DFA'd, so just DFA Marchand and like claim Jonah Heim, and you're going to make like an instant improvement to your backup catching situation, in my opinion.
Yeah, but like Jonah Heim's available now, so if you want to do that, I would rather claim Heim.
That's what I'm saying. Claim Jonah Heim.
Yeah. No, sorry, I zoned out for 2 seconds because I'm reading breaking news from Metsuck.
No, you're good. Jonah Heim is an OPS plus of above 100 this year. Super small sample size, but I think he is a much more serviceable backup catcher than Marchand.
Yes. So let's talk. So we should talk about what Metsuck just posted for us.
Sure.
Bryce literally just answered the exact reason that Topper had to be fired. We were all just waiting for the ball to drop, whether he was going to get fired or not. We just need to get over the hump. What are your reactions to that? Because I have my thoughts.
2 things, right? Like, I liked Rob Thompson, but I think they did make the right choice to move on. Now, there's a lot of things they did wrong in the process, like how messy things got with Cora, etc. But I think having to change something up and pull that lever was fine decision making. And then number 2, it's pretty weak of the players to kind of just not try because they were waiting on what was going to happen with their manager. Like, you got to play hard no matter what.
Yeah, that's my thought. So it was like the first one. So before that 10-game losing streak, things weren't that bad. So when during that 10 games did they just decide, oh well, we give up on Thompson?
Weird, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how much resilience that this team has.
No, but that's also part of the reason why we thought Thompson needed to go. Like clearly the players like him, but I know we said we weren't going to bring up Kathy anymore. But did they? Maybe he was right. Did they not respect him as a baseball person?
I don't know. I'm sure that we'll learn more in like the months and years to come.
I mean, that's assuming if they turn around, we'll hear more. If they just play mid the rest of the year, no one's really going to care.
Sure, it's probably true.
But just another thing. It's been reported that the only thing Matling really has changed is one, forcing fundamental drills to not be optional, which I think is insane that they were optional when they were losing so much. And two, he's not platooning Marsh and Stott just because Lefty's starting, which I've been saying for years. It makes no sense when you take Marsh out or Stott out and you play guys that can't hit and or can't field. It just makes the team worse for no gain just because it's a platoon side. And second of
Yeah,
all, the team was terrible fundamentally, and Thompson was too lax.
I think everybody can relate to having like the chill substitute teacher from when they were in school, and
Yep.
the substitute teacher doesn't make sure that you're doing your work, and in the moment everybody likes it. Everybody's happy with the substitute teacher because you get to just goof off for an hour. But is it really best for your long term learning and development as a student? Not really, right? Like Rob Thompson might have just been that kind of substitute teacher.
Yeah, like he was perfect for after Girardi because of how much of just mess Girardi was for this clubhouse. And
Right.
so Thompson was perfect for 22, but after how they mentally collapsed in 23, it was clear that Thompson needed to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I would have kept Thompson after 23, but
Yeah,
something I
I, I would have kept him after 23 too because it's not on the fully on the manager for they just can't stop swinging on every pitch in the bottom of the zone. Like, what do you want me to do?
to
But
be
the
honest, I
way
would
they
have after 24 as well, because 24 was a
oh
very good year. It's just the Mets series was a disaster.
no,
Um,
24 was when no 24 they were terrible in the second half. It was they got carried from the first half.
but they won the division, and that was the first time that they had won the division in
No,
a row.
no, they were terrible the second half, and they showed while they stabilized quote unquote from being very bad after the London series, they were just horrible offensively with playing like in 23. They were panicking, so I would have fired him after 24, especially after Bohm's comments in 24.
Oh, Bohm is his own kind of head case. You know, do I see an argument? Yeah, but I would not have really considered it until after 25, personally. Um, I think that one thing that I think on the Thompson teams looking back is they never really had an ability to punch back. Like if they got punched in the mouth,
Yeah,
they did it in Game One of the World Series against the Astros. They did against Mike Clevenger and the Padres in Game Four of the NLCS. Um, where Bailey Falter started and got shelled, and then they, were able to overcome that. But other than those two games, like they were not a group that handled adversity very well.
no, we haven't had a walk-off home run since 2023.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy when you put it that way. Um,
No,
let's get to the
it's a lot of
questions.
Tom. Well, so there's one last thing. Just I know I know Thompson is a good person and all, but he made a lot of moves when they were down just a little bit in the late inning. He kind of did give up. He put in the crap play, the pitchers, and sometimes just take people out. I feel like he gave up a lot of games just because it's the regular season and the team just didn't have that drive.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard to argue with that. I mean, I get where you're coming from. Um, Here's a few questions that we have coming in from our Discord server. If you have any questions at any point, you can put them in the podcast channel of the R Phillies Discord server. The link to that is going to be in the show notes. First question from Coaster Craze: are we finally getting the Stott breakout season?
Uh, no, because it's only been one series and it's going against Miami.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I'd love it if we were, but I don't think it is, right? Like, he to me is not as bad as he's been, but he hasn't shown me anything to make me think he's an above average offensive piece still.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't. His savant page is better than what he's been doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm thought definitely seemed like a case of more bad luck because he's squared up 94% of the time. His whiff percentage is 83 to 3 percentile. Case percentage 70 percentile. Average exit velocity is 65th percentile, hard hit percentage 68th percentile. It's just weird.
I agree. Next question from Owen's deck. Who's cooked and who's just unlucky? I think we could go on about this for a while, so
Yeah,
pick your
and unlucky. Yeah, unlucky. Stott, cooked, Bohm.
unlucky Bolin. I'd say Bolin has been
Yeah,
unlucky. Cooked. I still think Alvarado is cooked.
yeah, yeah. Because even when he's throwing strikes, they're down the middle.
Right. I think a good team tees off of Alvarado, honestly.
Yeah, and then yeah, I don't think anyone else is Dylan Moore cooked. He's off the team.
Dylan Moore was cooked for sure. Yeah, I think that's it's a good one. And then we got a question from Matt Suck. Now that the manager is in fire and we cut Dylan Moore loose, what is the next move that this team has to make? And it does not, include a guy coming back from injury like how Duran is going to be coming back this week.
Cut your mom. Suck. That's what's next. She can't watch any more games.
Who I think I think the move we have to make is to Phantom my elbow, or honestly, it's getting to the point where I think you have to consider a DFA. Heading into the day, Bohm was worth negative 0.9 baseball reference score, which is incredible. On May 4th, his OPS plus was at 23, hitting 162, and none of this got improved with his 0 for today. His defense continues to be